This is Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust that today this will be like a vitamin or a supplement for your mind and heart. And wherever you receive podcasts from, would you please subscribe to Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom? Leave a rating and a brief written review. It will enable other great people like you to be able to locate this podcast. And please spread the word to all of your friends about Dr. Ron's Words of Wisdom. I'm looking for some folks that I can come alongside and coach and encourage and help you. And if you'd like to see what the possibilities are for you and I working together, go to drronblake.com/call. Dr. Ron Blake /call. You'll get on my calendar and I will give you a call and we'll see what the possibilities are. Today I want to talk about something that happens in all of our lives to some degree. But those who are in leadership seems to be much more prevalent in our lives, and that is the imposter syndrome. And how do you overcome it? Well, let's define it. The imposter syndrome is this overwhelming feeling that you really don't deserve the breaks in life, the success you're experiencing. There's voices in your head that will tell you you're not really as smart as you think you are. You're not as intelligent as others are being led to believe. You're not all that creative. You're not that talented. And it's really just dumb luck that has allowed you to get where you've gotten in life, or someone who knew you helped you. It's really just that general hunch feeling of overwhelm that anything I've accomplished, anything I've achieved really owes itself to nothing more than fate and dumb luck. Maybe it was good timing. I was just in the right place at the right time. They didn't really have anyone else to promote, so they said, why not her, why not him? Just being in the right place at the right time. But the other part of the imposter syndrome is it is always accompanied by a fear that one day someone is going to find out who you really are, and you're going to be exposed as a fraud, a cheat, for lack of a better word, imposter, thus the imposter syndrome. You know, the imposter syndrome is a fancy title for something that's really linked to certain feelings that enter into people's hearts and minds, and that there are some people who are more susceptible. I'm talking about feelings like self-doubt, that we wonder, I really am not as good as people think I am, or I can't keep this going. Some people even think it has some linkage to just the fear of success. I don't deserve to be successful. No one in my family has ever had this kind of success. There are a lot of people I know who have worked hard and they've never come close to being successful. I just don't deserve it. Other times it's probably the fear of failure. It usually has something to do with when things are going well, or you've just received a promotion, or your business has greatly expanded. And so you have this idea that, I'm going to fail. I'm not really up to this task. If people really knew who I am and what I'm capable of, they would all shake their heads in amazement and wonder, what in the world are you doing in that position? It's really nothing more than a form of self-sabotage. It's not always low self-confidence or self-esteem. Even people who have a good sense of self-awareness and know what their skills and abilities are, when you're tackling something new or there's a major project, there's this idea that I'm not sure that I really have what it takes. Those who were raised in churches, sometimes it could come from an excessive humility. Now, you must be humble. It's a biblical principle. But there are some people who go overboard and they're so excessive in it, thinking they're being humble, It's just this idea that I really don't deserve. A lot of times it's the fear of when I am found out, I will be rejected. It usually comes to everyone at some point in life, but it strikes especially at the moments of success. Now, for some people, it just inspires them to work harder, learn more, and then they are capable candidates for burnout. So let's talk about a couple of things in relationship to this. Do not allow the feelings you have that some have called the imposter syndrome to make you feel like a fraud. You could not be where you are today strictly by accident. There's been hard work, there's been preparation. Now, we cannot deny that for most of us, yes, there is a portion of our lives that it does appear to outsiders that we were in the right place at the right time. But being in the right place at the right time is not an accident. It's usually at the intersection of preparation and opportunity. And to bystanders, it looks like dumb luck. It just looks like happenstance that you just showed up one day at the right place. That is not what happened. This opportunity, this success that you're experiencing, this thing that's happening in your life is always at the intersection of preparation and opportunity. The thing is, you're not the only person who's come to the intersection of preparation and opportunity. The fact of the matter is, some have crossed the street at opportunity, but because they weren't prepared, they weren't in a position to, quote, be in the right place at the right time. Do not allow this imposter syndrome to steal your joy or to make you feel like you have no value or worth. You are where you are for a purpose. This is why I tell you all of the time, you're doing better than you think you are. What happens is because we live our lives, we have lived only our lives, we have a tendency to undermine and devalue our experience and our expertise. I remember when I began doing podcasts, I wonder who wants to hear what I have to say. And the people who were coaching me at that time had me go through the litany of my life's experience and expertise that I have developed. Now, I'm not saying that to be egotistical. I'm not saying I have greater experiences than you or even as good an expertise as you do. What I'm trying to get you to say is one of the ways to counteract the imposter syndrome is to step back and just think over your life. Even what may seem like mundane, common experiences have helped to color the way you think. They have gone into shaping you to be the woman or man that you are. Do not think you're not qualified. You've been preparing for what you're doing right now all of your life. Right now, quit undervaluing, quit undermining your expertise and your experience. That is what goes into making you the person you are today. It's a good antidote for the imposter syndrome. So let me give you some steps that I think would be important when you are plagued by it, because here's the thing today, my friend, is it's not like I can give you a magic formula and the imposter syndrome will never come and knock on the corners of your mind and heart. It will at times. But what can you and I do to counteract it? Well, one of the things is just quit suffering in silence. Talk to a trusted, and I emphasize the word trusted advisor. Get some counsel from someone. Tell them how you're feeling. Tell someone that is a safe person, a confidant, a counselor, a mentor, a colleague who won't put you down. They will more than likely tell you their own feelings and express some of the very same thing. Often we suffer with these things in silence and it becomes a downward spiral. If you're feeling that way, talk to someone. You'll be amazed how many times what you are saying will be mirrored in their life. The next thing you have to do in overcoming the imposter syndrome is not just break the silence and talk about it, but you have to separate the facts from fiction. The facts are you are prepared. The facts are you have been doing your due diligence. The facts are you have worked hard. The facts are you were in the right place at the right time, and it's not nearly as accidental as anyone thinks. So separate, here are the facts, my expertise, my experience, my preparation, and here are the feelings that I have. And feelings aren't always necessarily facts. So separate you may feel like an imposter, but the facts say you are not an imposter. Go ahead and just recognize it when you're walking around at work or wherever it is you're feeling this, and you feel like a fraud. You feel like, how in the world did I get here? Why am I here? I don't have that. Just stop, pause, breathe deeply, and just say, I am here because one day I was at the intersection of preparation and opportunity, and here I am. Accentuate the positive. There is something that you're probably a little fearful. Perhaps it's a project. Perhaps it's wondering, how am I going to get everything through in this very difficult time period in my business or my family or wherever. Accentuate the positive. Sometimes you may have feelings of an imposter syndrome when it's nothing more than perfectionism that you need to deal with. The best, most intelligent, biggest experts in the world fail, have problems, have things blow up in their face, have things not work out. And just remember, it was Henry Ford that said that failure is the opportunity to begin again, more intelligently. Again, when you go through these are the things that come to us when our preparation isn't just formal schooling or conferences or listening to webinars, as nice and wonderful and necessary as all of those things are. Failure is a great teacher. Things not working out, our critics, all of those things, rather than seeing them as just solely negative situations, see them as, here is a learning laboratory for leadership. I am now taking advanced classes in the School of Hard Knocks, and it will not be a waste, regardless of how painful and uncomfortable it is, if I have learned something. The other thing is, you just may need to start talking to yourself a little bit differently. When your mind begins to communicate, who do you think you are? You shouldn't be here. You're not the kind of person who gets these kinds of positions. Just begin to say, I can be better, I can do better, but I have been given this challenge and this opportunity, and I'm going to seize it. Now, there's a saying that some people make that says, well, I'm just going to fake it till I make it. I've kind of updated that a little bit, and I say, I'm going to faith it till I make it. If you're a person of faith, put your trust in God. If not, and beside that, put faith in the process that you're involved in. Put faith in all of the laws of life would not allow you to be where you are today if you are totally, absolutely unqualified and an imposter. You are where you are for a reason, and it's an important reason. We need you, we need your story, we need your witness, we need your life, and we need your leadership right where you are today. It is exceedingly important, and I want you to stop thinking that you don't belong and you shouldn't be here. I believe today, my friend, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You were at the intersection of preparation and opportunity in the right day, the right month, the right year, the right hour, and you were building to that very point. You and I still have room to improve, and we're still going to get better. but you are not an imposter. You have a story that needs to be told. You are the leader who needs to lead. You have been listening to Dr. Ron's words of wisdom, words on leadership, goal setting, productivity, and a whole lot more. I trust today this has been like a vitamin or a supplement for your mind and heart. And please, wherever you receive podcasts from, would you go right now and leave a rating and a brief written review? It will enable other excellent people just like you to be able to locate and find this podcast. And please spread the word. Remember, my leadership friends, you are doing better than you think you are. You really, truly are. And until next time, this is Dr. Ron saying, have a great and blessed day.